What's going on, guys? It's Josh here from joshmcdonald.net. It's been a while since I've done a video, and that's mainly because I've done videos to cover most of what you need to know to build an awesome private blog network. In this video, I'm going to address the growing concern that it's becoming very difficult to find powerful expired domain names. It's very competitive. The agencies who have the big budgets are grabbing them all, and the average solopreneur or entrepreneur online marketer is struggling to compete. So I'm gonna pose a few options. So a couple paid and a couple free. So expireddomains.net, DomCop, and then just anything. We're gonna go through Google here in a second, but the end goal here is that we're going to be talking about expiring domains instead of expired, because by the time they're expired, they're usually registered, unless I've done studies and ran tests and histograms and whatnot. You can find the studies at what time specifically domains drop at in a day, and you can find that on my blog. I was the first person to publish such data. No one would cover it at all, strangely enough, but I ran the studies. It's all figured out on my blog. You can find the posts. Again, that's just covering what time of day domains actually drop at. Because if you're me, you do all your research on tomorrow's domains the day before, just so that when the day comes, you're ready to go. You know what domains you're going after. You know which ones you're going to get. It's all set up to go. If you've ever bought domain names from me, I generally tell you a time that I want you to be on to register the domain names. That's if you buy from me. If you have the budget to buy from me, they're about $65 to $75 if you buy domains each from me. So expiring here, let's go through DomCop. DomCop is free. They keep changing their free plan. I've heard you get like a week free or something, but if you go with their most basic plan, it's like $30, which again is about half the price of a decent expired domain name. You get access to the expiring tab. So what we're going to do here is, as you see, there's a bunch here down below, a bunch of domain names, metrics, and what we're paying attention here is the last tab, expiring in. The first thing we want to do is filter that. So we go up, and we want to get domain names that are going to expire within the next 24 hours. I mean, it's almost 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here, so we should have some dropping soon. I don't think .com drops as soon. These must be auction domains from what I'm guessing here. But let's go. Yeah, see, auction selected. Well, let's just leave that as all selected for now. What we're gonna do is filter. I filter by very low trust flow. I mean, I find some pretty badass domains that have trust flow 5, but they turn out to have like 10 or 20 editorial links. And when a domain has 10 or 20 editorial links, I can either sell it for about $700 to $1,000, or I can use it in my own blog network, because editorial links are very, very strong, and I've been basing my service off that for years, basing my own blog network, basing my clients' blog networks off of backlink profile rather than metrics. But I still, trust flow of at least 5 is going to cut out a lot of domains for you. Next thing I want to do is referring domains. If I see it here, that's that right here. Let's just do something lower. Let's just do 30. I mean, normally I look for 100 plus, but you know what? Let's just do 50 then. EDU government links I don't really pay too much attention to. Let's do some. I don't know why that's set. Let's do domain authority is actually. Let me tell you, I'm going to give you a brief rundown in case you haven't watched my other videos. Domain authority, basically, what it does is, it's kind of like citation flow. The more do-follow backlinks and strong do-follow backlinks you have, the higher your domain authority is going to be. However, trust flow doesn't work like that. Trust flow is kind of, Majestic went out and they selected a few websites that have high trust flow. And then kind of how PageRank is calculated. If you ever studied the PageRank algorithm, how links are pointed and how link juice is divided, it's kind of like trust flow. So a few websites are given trust flow 100, and then it kind of trickles down to eventually down to basically trust flow 0. Eventually, if you're far enough away in the link structure, the link web, your trust flow will be quite low. But that's a whole different study. I've taken courses on that, on algorithms that make PageRank, but that's basically how those work. So domain authority is like citation flow, but I'm going to use domain authority just because people think I'm crazy because I have luck with it, but it actually gives me, from what I've tested, and if you don't know what I've tested, I'm running a case study group right now, my blog, but from what I've tested, trust flow isn't really a good indicator if your blog network is going to be effective. You can have a few links and you can have high trust flow. That's the issue. You can have, and by that I mean your expired domain name that you're ranking can have 3 or 4 links, and it can have a huge trust flow. If 2 of those links are trust flow 40, I mean, you could technically make a trust flow 20 domain off of like 2 or 3 backlinks quite easily, even 1 backlink actually. But with domain authority, it's a little more difficult to do. So that's why I'm going to pick, let's just pick 20. These are quite low, but let's stick with this for now. And then I'm also going to do referring domains. Moz crawls a little bit less widely than Majestic, so I can expect the referring domains to be a little bit lower on Moz. And let's do .com. If I can spot it out. I see .com. Are they alphabetical? They are. Net. Org. Let's just stick with those for now. If I'm ranking a Canadian client, I like to do .ca. Okay. So we have 500 that are going to expire within the next 24 hours, and they fit within our criteria. So basically from here, I just go through them. I can filter further. Let's do the ratio. We want them to be kind of close. Between the trust flow citation flow ratio is basically, if you have a high citation flow and a low trust flow, it generally represents spam. It's not always accurate, but when we have 500 domain names to filter through, I'm going to apply that filter just to get us down, and you see it got us down to 169, which helped a lot of manual checking. From here, I'd get my virtual assistant to take over from here and just mainly check these for spam. But since this is a video, we're going to do that. I've done videos, but I'm not going to cover that. If you want to learn how to check spam, check my other videos. But from here on out, we click export, and we go through these domains. These are all expiring today, and then basically from there you narrow down the domain names you want. Expired domains. Let's see if I remember my password here. Let's save. Thank goodness. And this is free here. This site. It's not that great. The reason it's not that great is because when it's free and when everyone has access to it, it becomes very competitive. Whereas with DomCop, you only have, say, hundreds of other users in here, and very few, maybe dozens of you are actually looking at similar domains. So the competition gets quite low. Whereas here, there's thousands of you looking at these domains here. Deleted. No, we don't want deleted. We want to find pending delete. And the date is the 28th today. Let's see if we can filter by that. Be nice if this was a webinar where you guys could say, Josh, I see it. Click over there. And right here. Ends in max 1 day. Let's try that. Apply filter. Boom, we got it. And as you can see here, the issue is they don't give you Moz, they don't give you Majestic, they don't give you Ahrefs. And why they don't give you that is because it's free, and those services all cost money. So what you have to do is you have to find a workaround. So you can do group buys and do some sort of bulk check, but there's way too many here. We got to filter them down. Let's see. They give a little bit some metrics here. They're not accurate by any means. And they're probably spam, but I mean, free is free, so you gotta kind of take what you get. This tab here, AdWords. They actually have SEMrush data. No, that's kind of interesting. Okay. Let's try this. I've never used this before. Again, this is a free tool that I've never used, but if you are into a very small budget, this is probably something you're going to familiarize yourself with. Okay, so we did that. That was a good filter there. We chose, what did we choose? Sites with at least 3 Wikipedia backlinks, and we're down to 184. And then if you want to filter further, of course, we can do what we did in the last video, and that was just filter by domain extension. So do .com, if you see it, .com, net, org, apply. From 184, we get down to 106, and then do the export. No, not that. Save, download. Yeah, right there. Export those. You have about 100 domain names, just like you did at DomCop. So about the similar list. You're dealing with a similar list. You're going to find much higher quality in DomCop, but I mean, that's just because it's paid. And there's lots of other ways. If those don't work for you, you can find lots of great lists by just Googling list of expiring domains. Not expired, but expiring. And then you want to download those and start filtering through and checking through them. And there's different ways. I mostly create free tools to help you do that because I really understand. As I make these videos, I realize how few options there are to do everything for free. So if you go to my last video or on my blog, you'll see there's a Moz. I think I'd released both. A bulk trust flow checker, which allows you to basically take one of your group by Majestic accounts that you pay $5 or $10 for, and input the username and password in, and it will bulk check Majestic trust flow for you. So because what happens when you go to Majestic, I don't know if I'm logged in or not. I don't think I am. So make sure I'm not logged in. Okay, why is this showing Search Explorer? I didn't want that. There. Okay, so I'm logged in. I'm looking at my blog, but what I want to do is just want to make sure I'm logged in. And if you go to bulk backlinks, basically if you use your limit, and generally in a group by you do, if you use up your limit, you can't use this bulk checker. So what you have to do is manually go through, take one of these, copy, go here, paste. Okay. Basically, there's the trustful there. Basically, that's what you'd be doing. That's going to be spam. I know that just because it's a shopping online domain. Search this, trustful 14. And basically keep going through until you find a high trustful. I mean, these are already high trustful because we filtered by that. But if you had, better example, if I was properly thinking, would be go through this one here and show you trustful 19. Not too bad at all. It looks like a great domain name. Tons of backlinks, tons of referring domains. Very, very nice history. Lots of do follow backlinks. Everything seems perfect with this domain. I haven't checked the history. Let's check referring domains. Pretty good. Pretty good. Better than 90% of the expired domain names out there, but looks like a lot of blog coverage, which means the backlinks probably will last longer than if they're editorial, where things usually get removed, eventually get removed, whereas old blog posts usually get abandoned. Not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. Check this check the archive history. If that's clean, then you can go ahead, and what we're going to do is I'm going to cover the last step here. And so now that you have these expiring domains, you can head over to Snap Names or Pool or Namejet or any other drop catching service. And this is where it's going to cost money, because you go, okay, so I like this domain name. Where was it? No, it wasn't this one. It was, wildgrounds.com. So I'm going to go here. and go into snap names. And here it is. It's $79. Well, actually, what we're going to do is, let's first, before we do anything, let's go into archive, and let's go into screenshots.com. Let's paste that in. Let's paste that in. Let's take a peek. And we also checked the anchors, did we not? We checked the anchors. Oh, there it is right there. Getting mixed up between Ahrefs and Majestic. Looks pretty good to me. Looks pretty good to me. Let's go back to here. Let's check one of these dates. The computer's getting a little warm. Sorry if you can hear the fan buzzing. It's quite slow there. This looks like a private blog network. It could be. I don't know yet. There's no text there. Let's see what this originally was. Excuse me. Yeah, it looks like it's severely changed. So it was like this. And then it's good there, 2012, 2013. It switched to I want you to discover Asian movies. Yes, it was dropped there. Let's check the archive. Oh my goodness. Let's go back to the archive and just check one of these. Okay, well, let's not do this domain name. But what you would do is you would come over to snap names, or there's a bunch of drop catching backorder services. But it says the 28th, 10:45 a.m. and it's 10:56 a.m. But let's just click this and see if it'll let us go. And then you basically place order, and what will happen? Well, it must be PST, Pacific Standard Time, because I'm in Eastern Standard Time. Place the order. It'll, as soon as the domain drops, there's going to be a bunch of people that did this. Not on this domain specifically because it was spammed, or it was not spammed. It has a new owner, and it likely lost credibility from Google. But what happens that, they know the times much better than I do. I've recorded some of the times down to minutes. They have it down even better to seconds, and these guys do it professionally. But they keep trying to register it really quickly, multiple times per second until they snatch this domain up for you. And it costs $79 to do this, but the power you get out of it is crazy. This is when I sell. I'm selling blog network links soon on the domain names that I'm offering links on. I'm only selling it to like 5-6 customers. It's like apply only on my website, but when I sell it, I'm going to be putting like so much. I'm basically spending $80 alone just to drop catch these domain names. Whereas someone else who sells blog network links, they only spend like $20 buying a domain name, and it's garbage. It's it might have high trust flow, but it probably has a crappy history. No special backlinks. The backlinks are probably getting deleted. Just an overall domain name that just all it has is a good metric that people think is fantastic. But $80, one of these, you're saying, okay, Josh, for $80 I get 4 other domain names. Well, I don't see, there's no really benefit of having a lot of low quality backlinks. Doesn't really work. And the proof of that is like do follow backlinks, or do follow blog comments, or any sort of Web 2.0s. You can't rank solely off of those. They have almost zero effect, and I've posted case studies on that if you want to argue that out with me. But when you're talking editorial links, you wonder why people are paying hundreds of dollars for an editorial link that has decent link juice behind it. It's because quality is the winner. When you're paying $80 for a domain, you only need like 5 or 10 domain names to actually see a movement in your rankings. So I mean, I suggest you to start going after these super powerful. I mean, you saw, we saw, we looked at this together, did we not? We looked at the summary tab. Trustful 19. So if you were sorting by Trustful 20, you wouldn't even saw this domain name. Meanwhile, we look at how fantastic it is. How many referring domains? Over 500 referring domains. Awesome anchors, and they're branded to the domain name, so you can basically keep promoting those anchors. Or nothing niche except Asian movies. That's the only thing that's, could be unrelated to your private blog network. Anyways, I hope I've cleared up some concepts. I know this is a long video. I know I ranted a lot. I got off on tangents, and I hope you liked it though. Hope it adds some value. Hope your blog network starts turning around for you. Hope it helps you rank. If you have any questions, drop it in the comments. People keep asking me what kind of services I'm working on. I try to mention a few when they come up in the video, but for a full list of what I'm actually offering and what I'm not offering, check out joshmcdonald.net. Again, any questions, post in the comments, and I will see you in the next video when I get to it. For those of you that are still here, I just want to say thank you for watching the full video. You are the reason why I continue to make these videos free of charge. Now, we all know how important likes and comments are, so if you could like this video, I would really appreciate that. Additionally, since you are one of the few who made it this far, comment the word cattywampus. No one will know what you're talking about, but I'll know you made it to the end. If you sign your question off with cattywampus, I will 100% for sure answer you. Additionally, if you would like to join my SEO case study group, where a small group of us pitch about $100 each month into a pool of money that I divide into case studies, we are opening up next month. Each month, I test the most rumored and discussed services in the industry from all marketplaces and forums, and then I track the results with rank trackers, and I post the results in our private group so that each of us know what is working and what is not working. There's a lot of fake reviews on a lot of services out there, so it's important to weed them out. You can check this service out, or this group out, at searchstudy.io.